Big tree. Big tree that produces more trees in itself. That's the idea for this video. Today's journey begins with marking the spot for this tree with an X. You know what they say? X marks the spot. And in our case, the spot is the farm we'll build underground. Before I show you how we'll build it underground, we first have to craft the redstone components and the blocks we need for it. The Bonemeal Farm uses a lot of white concrete. Luckily, we have lots of sand and gravel and of course white dye. I could really use a concrete converter. Sven became a monster, so now we gotta sit here and wait for him to heal. There are 2 items that we need to go on a big journey for, and with a big journey I actually mean 2 big journeys. So for the first item we're going to go to a stony peaks because there's a lot of iron there, and the first item is going to be hoppers. We need like a ton of hoppers, and I don't have an iron farm because I find it a little cruel, so we're gonna spend a good chunk of our day there and then we'll be right back. I think we got quite some iron, but we can definitely make some room for more. Alright, I think it's time to go home. Guys, something incredible happened. I was on my way home and fighting some monsters until I saw this cat walking around here. Now, for those that haven't seen the first episode, this location is exactly where I lost my cat that looks just like her right there. It has to be Paws. It has to be her. I chased her around for a while, but then I decided to just leave her and go to a nearby river to get some fish. After getting the fish, I chased her around again and I managed to feed her and tame her. I don't know what happened in the lore, but someone needs to break this down for me. This is insane. Okay, we put Spot next to Paws. You guys catch up, you know, it's been a while. And Sven is here too. He's completely healed. Dude, it's a good day. Just for some extra protection, I'm gonna put down another golem here. And now we gotta get back to work. So as you can see, we need sticky pistons and 93 of them. That's the second big journey that I was talking about. But maybe we don't have to go on a big journey because nearby there is a cave that has a slime chunk. However, I didn't make any farms there and it just is not reliable. So we're just gonna check if we're gonna get anything here. We got some diamonds. All right, this is the chunk. I built a wall around it. As you can see, there's more regular mobs than slime. Okay, we're gonna walk away and then come back. Yeah, there's just nothing. Well, I think it's time we found a swamp in this world. I think that there in the distance is a mangrove swamp. Yeah, it's the same mangrove swamp that we were flying over when our game crashed and everything went to doom. Dude, there are these little structures in the swamp and they have these chests with some loot. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this looks like it's gonna summon a boss or something. Am I about to fight a frog boss? What is this place? Okay, we're just gonna make a strategic bridge here. Okay, what's in this chest? Oh goodness, that's just a little scary. I feel like I'm gonna trigger a trap or something. Oh, look at this one. This one has a diamond. And we found our first slime, baby. Apparently, it's like super rare to find slime in a mangrove swamp. So even though we found one, it's likely not gonna happen again anytime soon. So it's probably best that we looked for an actual swamp instead of a mangrove one. Wait, that's a magenta sheep. I know pink and that is not pink. Is that a thing? Can it happen? Is that rarer than pink? That is so weird. This is actually the first time I saw this. Oh, there is no way we found a mansion. And there is no way we're not gonna try to loot it. Oh my, and there is no way we just found an evoker. Let's go, dude. This is the first totem of the world. It's already been over 1,000 days, but better safe than sorry. We are going to be a little careful, so I have this little strategy where you put down blocks on top of the carpet and you're automatically 2 blocks up and mobs can't hit you. I think the evoker that we killed was the only one in this mansion. I don't know if this is correct, but I assume that they can only spawn on the 3rd floor. And the 3rd floor was like 1 or 2 rooms. So yeah, it was quite small. But that's okay, this totem will probably last us a while. And the hunt for a swamp continues. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I was about to give up looking in this direction because I am like 20,000 blocks into this direction, but then I found the swamp. It's literally right next to me. Well, let's go hunt for some slimy slimes. Alright guys, we have more than enough slime. I also went ahead and bred some frogs for some tadpoles because I just want frogs in my base. Let's just collect a couple more sugarcane so we can make more rockets, and then we're getting out of here. Anyways, we got the most difficult items that we needed, so I'm quickly going to grab the little items that we need for this farm. But before we get to building this farm underground, I have a major request from you. Please subscribe. These videos really take a lot of effort to make, so I would really appreciate if you just subscribed. And also, something super unacceptable happened. Ludo passed me on subscribers. I'm honestly kind of disappointed in you guys. So please, even though he hit 50k before me, I want to hit 100k before him, so I can say it into his face and laugh at him. Yo, Ludo.
What's happening, gang?
You're a loser. But jokes aside, Ludo and I actually agreed on a race and a punishment for the loser. So if I were to hit 100k subscribers before him, one of you guys is going to get 100 bucks and I get to build something in Ludo's world. But if Ludo hits 100k before me, then one of his viewers gets 100 bucks and he gets to build something in my world. Anyway, now let's continue working on the next stage. We are in stage 2 of this build. We're getting close to building the farm, but we're not there yet. Before we do that, we need to return to the X mark. Here we are. We're going to dig straight down and actually put a beacon down at the bottom. We have to get rid of a lot of stone down here because we obviously need space for the farm. Unfortunately, we have an insufficient amount of iron, so we need to return to the stony peaks. This pink that you're seeing has to go away. We're gonna start digging, and this is going to take a while because I'm doing everything by hand. You're joking. Actually ran out of diamonds because of the amount of diamond pickaxes I've healed and crafted. So just shortly, we're going to do some cave diving for some diamonds. Look at this, we found our first batch here. Okay, we got some more up here, but it's right above lava. This should last a little longer. We're just farming a little bit more XP to get the right enchantments. And if we combine these two pickaxes, we get efficiency 5. We need to heal this helmet, but I only have 5 diamonds to spare, so we're gonna wait for it. We mined out the entire perimeter, finally. These are all chests full of stone. There's only like 2 double chests full of ores and other stuff, but the rest is just stone and cobblestone. But let's not waste any more time and let's get started with this farm. Dude, I'm actually so gassed right now. I hope you guys are too. Stage 3. I forgot to say that before building the farm. Now that we dug out this perimeter, we're going to build the farm inside of it. Just ignore that half of it is already built. But this farm that I'm standing on is actually 2 farms connected to each other. The one that we're standing on top of right now is the tree farm, and the one you see behind me is a bone meal farm that is going to feed into this tree farm. So the farm is actually self-sustained, and we're also going to have a load of access bone meal to use in whatever other things I need it for. But as we progress, our list of tasks only has gotten longer. So to make it easier, we're going to move to the task board. Task number 1 is getting the bone meal farm to work. That's right, we actually finished it, but it doesn't work. Then we're going to collect the items base for the big tree we're going to build on top of the farm. But before doing that, we need to complete task 3, in which we will build a frog farm and maybe some other farms. As we all know, I like frogs, so this is going to be interesting. Then at task number 4, we finally get to build the tree. And we're also going to build a root system right underneath it that's going to attempt to hide the farms that we built. But it's also going to make it look a little nicer, obviously. I don't exactly know how this Bonemeal farm isn't working, but we'll figure things out. First of all, these stone generators are completely broken. There is definitely something wrong with this mechanic right here too. This part is supposed to work like a clock. Oh, no way! We got half the farm to work. Okay, so the first issue was the clock. Okay, we fixed that, but now the other half of the farm isn't working. Okay, as much as I would like to say that I was the mastermind mechanic behind the fix of this farm, I wasn't. Tuvia is actually the person who figured it out on stream. Good job, Tuvia. And with the farm working now, all we need to do is just AFK in a corner and then start the next task. The second task was collecting the items, but to do that, we obviously need to know what the items are going to be. So to do that, we're going to build the tree first. And while we do that, I got something else to tell you. You should join my Patreon. If you're enjoying the content, please check it out too. For just $3.99 a month, you get exclusive content and early access to new videos. But for $9.99 a month, you get the real treasure. You gain access to all of my world downloads and also a massive library of over 120 schematics. Over 20 buildings from mega castles, village houses, and market stalls to over 35 window designs, over 40 decor assets, over 30 furniture pieces, and more things such as trees and special stuff. This library is only going to grow as we advance in this world. It's the best way to support me, and it brings me that extra step closer to making this into a livable career. I truly appreciate all of my Patreon members. You guys are legends. Over a day of AFKing later, we have 4 rows of chests full of bone meal. That is over 20 double chests. It's insane, but with success comes also failure. For some reason, my farm still wasn't working. After clicking a lot of buttons, I realized that the TNT duper was not working. As you can see, the TNT is just being pushed, but it's not duping. I spent quite a while clicking buttons again, and I even went up there, but I still couldn't figure it out. I checked my creative world and it wasn't even working there. We'll get back to that in the end of the video because we don't need the farm for this video anyway, it's for the next video. Now we can officially start item collecting, but if you paid attention, then you know that we need to finish task 3 first, which is building a frog farm, and maybe others. So whipping out our map, we can see that the nearest swamp is going to be the mangrove swamp, and I'm pretty sure that we found some frogs there before. I mean, we even had like the frog base, so I guess we'll just head over there. If you're wondering why I'm not using the frogs that I brought to my base, they despawned, and apparently this is a bug that happens with frogs, so I hope it won't happen again in our farm. I forgot the slime balls and buckets. We gotta wait on some white frogs. Of the frog farm is standing in place just so I don't mess up any blocks. Now let's get building. We need to move these guys into the farm. The reason why we needed them to be white is because when they eat magma cubes, which the farm is for, they sploop out purple frog lights, or pearlescent, I guess. Yeah, don't ask me why my world is cursed. Basically, after I built the frog farm, there were regular overworld mobs spawning like creepers and skeletons. And after a while, I realized it's because for some reason the biome was set to plains up there. I ended up uninstalling the amplified nether mod, so this part of the nether is lower than up here. And this puts us in a basalt biome, which we need to be in. So now we will get the actual magma cube spawns that we need instead of skeletons and whatever else. I know it looks looks cursed, but it is what it is. All we need to do now is remove this farm and rebuild it down there. I also had to tweak the design a little bit because they kept killing the iron golems. Now in my new design, they are attracted to attack the iron golems, but they can't reach them and die because of freezing, because there's powdered snow there. And would you look at that, after an AFK session, we got more than enough. Well, that's officially the first item complete for this giant tree. Now let's move on to the next. Stage 3. Sorry, I just missed doing that. We're still in the same stage. The next item will be white concrete, and to make that, we need concrete powder. However, it's like a ridiculous amount of white concrete, so we're going to have to make a gravity duper farm. Unfortunately, we do not have enough slime, so again, we need to visit the actual swamp, not the mangrove swamp, and get some slime spawns to make slime blocks. Now we just have to craft a couple more items and then go to the portal room. We're first going to remove the frame of the portal by growing these mushrooms. All we need to do is put down a grass block and then bone meal a mushroom. That was too far away. That was too high. There we go. That's the first edge of the portal gone. Guys, I accidentally got rid of the portal entirely. I'm just kidding. Now we're gonna build the gravity duper. Other than the gravity duper, we also need to build the storage unit on the other side of the portal. This is what's gonna collect all of the sand and other gravity blocks. Yo, dude, I forgot we didn't kill the second dragon. He's going to be such a problem right now. It's unfortunate, but I'm gonna go kill it, otherwise it will kill us. For those who haven't seen episode 1 and 2, basically there has been a glitch in my world where I had 2 dragons in the end. You should just watch those videos. All right, now we can continue. We already have some issues. The chunk loader isn't working, but I quickly realized that we used the wrong block. We made a dropper and it should have been a dispenser. Making a dispenser is no problem, but we don't have any redstone, so we gotta look for redstone in our vicinity. There is a cave right behind the portal and it goes into an aquifer, so let's see if we can find any redstone here. And there we go. Now we can make the dispenser and we're going to replace it with the dropper, and now it should work. And it does, it works. Awesome. We got bigger problems now. The gravity duper isn't working. I don't know what I did wrong. I should have built everything correctly. I don't understand. And I just made it 10 times worse. Okay, we broke the entire machine. So maybe it's just because this slime block is connected to the ground. I'm just gonna remove everything under this entire component and it works. Let's go. Mechanic Prince 2, broken machine 0. I just realized that I didn't turn on the chunk loader and the machine is 100% broken again. It's all right. This should be an easy fix. So there's sand here on the ground. This sand shouldn't be here. Okay, everything is working again. Totally didn't use a schematic for it. Now let's make sure we turn this chunk loader on and let's hop in. There we go. Amazing. It's working. Now all we need to do is just sit and wait here. I know it's sand being duped currently, but that's fine because the leaves of the big tree exist out of 3 blocks. One of them is pearlescent frog lights, the other is white concrete, and the third one is white stained glass. So we'll use this sand for white stained glass, and once we have enough, we'll replace it with white concrete powder. I came home to grab us some white concrete powder, and I saw that our chicken laid an egg, so I threw it, and we got a little baby. I think it will be interesting to see how many babies we can get until the end of the video. So whenever I see an egg laying around here, I'm gonna throw it against the wall and see if anything pops out of it. I brought over some white concrete powder, and now the machine is going to do half sand and half powder, and until we have enough, I'm going to AFK somewhere in a corner. All right, we got quite a decent amount. Let's bring all of these over to the overworld. All right, we're gonna build a little tower here because we need to turn all of these into white concrete. I know there's a faster way of doing this with a converter, but I really don't feel like building one right now. After all of that, we only have half of the blocks that we need, so we gotta go back to the end. Alright, we got all the white concrete, and now all that's left for the leaves are the white stained glass. We have some coal in these chests for fuel, and now I can load these shulker boxes into the auto smelter and wait for the glass to get smelted. In the meantime, we got a couple more chickens. I also keep naming them, but I don't know for how long I will do that. I'm running out of ideas. While the sand is smelting into glass, we're going to work on the blocks for the roots and stem. The first item will be mud bricks, so let's go to our mud converter, and we're going to mine mud until we have enough. We ran out of dirt, so this plains biome is going to be our good friend. going to need some wheat for the mud bricks. And while doing all of that work, all of our glass has officially smelted. Now we just somehow need to find white dye, and a ton of it. We're going to visit the end one last time because we are going to need some end rods, and to craft those we need these little flowers on top of these trays. We also need to shove them into a furnace because then they're going to pop. And now that they're popped, we can put them on top of a blaze rod and we get an end rod. We're going to need a lot of these end rods, so we need to move to the nether and get lots of blaze rods. Finally have all of the end rods that we need. Now let's fly over to the spruce forest and grab the final items that we need. Stage 4. Man, stage 3 was so long. We finally made it to the end. We're building the tree. That's what stage 4 is about. As you can see, all of these chests are full of the items that we need for the tree. It's going to be quite big. Why is my skin default? Wait, huh? It is what it is. I'm looking forward to building this, and I hope you are too. In this video, I've shown everything from my own POV, but my PC is running low on storage, so we're going to run a time lapse of the entire build. I hope you like it. The tree is standing in place, and if you remember, there is still one thing not working in here, which is the TNT duper. The moment we fix that, this farm will be running on all 4 wheels and will be entirely done. Alright, Ludo, the guy which we're racing to 100k subs, was actually kind enough to give me his farm design so I can use this TNT duper. I mean, you can already tell that even he wants me to win, so I think it's pretty obvious who you should subscribe to. The only issue with this TNT duper is that it works on a different clock, so we first have to strip everything that is unnecessary in this farm, and now we need to figure out how to connect this TNT duper to our clock instead. Seems like a job for MechanicPrince. Let's first separate the TNT duper from its old clock, and this part right here is a TNT duper, and it's actually pretty simple. Now we're going to get rid of the old TNT duper, and now we can drag this one into place. We just need to figure out to send the signal from the scaffolding into this observer. Our redstone clock is on the ground floor, and it's going to send ticks with intervals through all of the scaffolding to the observer up here. Okay, this is not working. If we put the observer like this, it's only going to repeat. Okay, this design might actually work. We're going to get rid of this bottom layer. Its purpose was to push the TNT for other types of trees, especially the long and tall ones, but we'll be fine without it. So this observer is facing up now. If we drag this design over and we put it right underneath the observer that is observing the scaffolding, now it should work. It does! No way! It's a bit too slow with 2 powdered snow. There is no way this is actually the perfect speed. Dude, we figured it out! Okay, so after running some tests, we realized that the dirt is being exploded by the TNT. So we still need to make some tweaks to have that not happen. I think if we just drag this backwards a little bit, matching the exact position of the TNT of this farm, and we just extend this observer line, now it should work as intended. Never mind. We could go a little further. Let's see how that's gonna work. And it officially is out of the blast radius. Yes, now it works. We just have to make sure that the tree still gets blown up. And it does. Oh my goodness, it actually works, dude. We must have made Mumbo Jumbo proud with this. We tested it out on all of the tree types, and we even tried with these giant fungi, and it works with all of them flawlessly. Now we just have to get rid of this TNT duper. We put down the new duper, but I'm really nervous to put down this TNT block. Let's hope for the best. Dude, I'm nervous. Okay, nothing happened. Now we can go down and officially test it. Let's see. Please work. Yes. Yes, it is working. This is awesome. We actually got the TNT duper to properly work. work, and it works with all the tree types that I'm interested in. The only tree type that I didn't try with is mangrove, but I don't see why it wouldn't work with that one. And let's celebrate with some more chickens. I was planning on surprising you with a bonus stage, however, I ran out of time. I have to upload literally right now, like literally right now. I'm about to export this video and put it on YouTube. So in the bonus stage, I was going to build a river that came out of this tree's roots and went down this hill like a waterfall into the river below. I'm still planning on doing that because it looks super beautiful and I've already built the schematic for it, but since I can't turn it into a video, I will upload this for free on Patreon as a director's cut video. So you should just go and follow my Patreon even though you're not subscribing to anything. That's alright, but I'm gonna make some cool shots of this tree right now and then I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.